Episode 100.
Should you take out a 50-year loan? You're listening to Home Sellers Advantage. I'm your host, Aaron Zapata.
And I'm your other host, Todd Anderson. We are the Bald Brothers team at Impact Realty Group with Real Broker, and we are here to give you the Home Sellers Advantage.
You can find us online at www.baldbrothers.tv. Again, that's baldbrothers.tv.
Or you can call us at 833-305-BALD. That's 833-305-2253.
So that's an interesting topic for our 100th episode.
Yeah, hey, we should have had party streamers and hats and
sound effects. Do we have some? Nope, no sound effects there.
We'll have to add them afterwards, maybe.
Oh, no, that's not the right one.
No.
Here we go, another one. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yes, we reached the pinnacle.
This is such a professional operation.
Yes.
That's our producer right there.
Exactly right there. I don't know what I produced, but that worked. All right. So we're going to talk about today our proposal that we've seen on the table here. And I've seen it in the news. We've seen it come from the White House. We've seen it floated as an idea, and that is the 50-year mortgage. Mm-hmm. So there's a couple things we're going to talk about today in our show. We're going to talk about the countries that do this.
Yep.
We're also going to break down the costs of a 50-year mortgage compared to a 30-year and a 15-year.
Yep.
And then we're going to decide, is that a good move?
Is it a good idea? And that's really at the end what we want to focus on is whether this is actually a good idea. Now, right now it's just an idea. There are, as Aaron mentioned, there are some countries that do have a form of it, but in every single case that I've seen, it comes with a lot of stipulations to be able to qualify for it. So it's not just a blanket thing where people get a 50-year mortgage. There's a lot of things that go along with it in implementation and in practice. But what we're going to do, Aaron's going to break down the numbers, and he'll give you a much better idea based off of those numbers.
I'm better at breaking down numbers than breakdancing.
I knew you were going to go there.
Yes. So Todd, tell us right now. We went to.
Are you good at breaking down?
Oh yes, I am. So all the time. So we went to the ever so increasing knowledgeable ChatGPT, and we looked at some countries. We wanted to know what countries currently offer 50-year mortgages.
Yeah.
Because when they said it, I thought to myself, this isn't new. I know there's some countries that have heard it possible. And so, Todd, read us that list.
Yeah, right. The first result that came back was just 4 countries: Japan, South Korea, the United Kingdom, and Spain.
Those are the original 4 that
Those
came back.
are the original 4. I asked it to do a deeper dive, it added some countries, but one of the countries that it added was United States.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's speculative. So it added Switzerland, France, Finland, and the United States to the equation. But understand that each of these there's a thin line between what's actually happening in practice and what's actually happening conceptually.
So tell us about Japan, because that's always been number 1. I've heard about it from there before, and you have some information.
Yeah, it says that multiple Japanese banks and regional lenders have offered mortgages with repayment periods up to 50 years, often with borrower age limits and other conditions.
So they probably say you can't take a 50-year loan if you're 75 years old.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, right. If I were to take out a 50-year loan today, I'd be 100 years old by the time I finish paying it off.
I can't do the math. Just kidding.
So guess how old I am.
But in the United States, we do not have or allow age discrimination for lending.
Yeah.
So that's something to think about. But Japan, obviously, in that regard, has some limitations.
Yeah.
And then South Korea, I see on your list.
Yeah. South Korea banks introduced 50-year mortgage products in recent years. So it's a recent development, but regulators have tightly limited and in some cases rolled back or constrained their use. And so there's a lot of things that they've had to pull back on it. So availability is very limited and very regulated in South Korea.
Yes. Okay, so there you go.
Yeah.
Any of those abnormally easy? Let's say this is standard.
None of these are standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're floating an idea, that's not standard worldwide, and it's kind of an idea that has been proposed as a means to make housing more affordable. And that's an important point in looking at the 50-year mortgage, because it's being touted as a way to make payments lower and to make housing more affordable.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to break down those numbers. And keep in mind, we are not doing this as a mortgage lender.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're not going to give you, we're going to simply do simple math.
We're doing
on a mortgage.
Basic math.
We're just going to use a loan amount. We're not worried about debt to income ratios. We're not worried about down payments or loan to value. We're simply looking at the math for a loan. And you can use any mortgage calculator or any amortization calculator to find these numbers.
Yeah, you can easily figure it out on your own if you wanted to.
But we thought we would give you the math so that it makes it crystal clear.
Yeah, and if we tell you to do it, we wouldn't have a show to do. So
Exactly. Go do it. End of show. Thank you for watching. And so if you're listening on the podcast, thank you for doing that. You can go over to YouTube and you can also see the exact same show, but you can see the image because we're going to screenshot these numbers. And in fact, as we talk about it, you're going to see the screenshot and you're going to see these numbers for your viewing pleasure. All right. So we're going to use a loan amount of $700,000.
Okay.
Now, we were at a economic forum this morning
Today.
with SunWest Bank,
Yeah.
our bank, and they said the median home price in the country is like $430,000.
Yeah, something like that.
410,
Mid 400, something like that.
And we're in Southern California, so that number doesn't float here, right? That's like that was year 20.
That's a non-existent number here,
02,
unless you're
2002.
in a very remote location.
Right. 2003 prices, and we're never going back there. So we're going to use a loan amount of $700,000 today.
Okay.
And if you were looking at rates this week, you could probably get a 15-year mortgage at approximately 5.75%.
Okay.
Okay. Now, on a 15-year mortgage, you have a more favorable interest rate to the borrower. So it's a lower rate because the risk is less to the lender because you're going to pay it back in a shorter amount of time. And so on a $700,000 loan with a 5.75% interest rate, your monthly principal and interest payment would be $5,837.79. So let's just say it's $5,838, right? It's just over $5,800 a month. Wow, that's a lot. It is. But you multiply that by 15 years, and your total payments for the 15 years will be $1,050,802, rounded. That's $1,050,802. Now, if you do that math, you realize that the original loan was $700,000, and then you paid interest of $350,000, approximately.
Yep.
So you add $350,000 to your loan, you pay it off in 15 years, and those numbers are important. It's the total paid over the time period.
Yep.
Okay, that's going to be a key factor in whether or not it's affordable. So let's move forward, okay? We don't have to go too much detail on that one. Let's go to a 30-year loan.
Now this is, of course, what most people are familiar with.
Correct, yeah. 30-year loan is kind of the standard. If you call up any lender tomorrow and say, hey, I want to get a loan for a house, they're going to automatically assume you're talking about a 30-year loan. And the rates this week were approximately 6.5% for a $700,000 loan here in Southern California.
Yeah, fully conforming loan.
Yeah. And so the monthly payment for that would be $4,424.48. That's $4,424.48. So let's round that to $4,425, just for sake of number.
Okay.
You pay that every month for 30 years. That's 360 months. You're going to pay approximately $1,592,813. That's $1,592,813.
So how much have you paid in interest?
How much have you paid in interest? Over the course of the loan, you have now paid $893,000 approximately.
Yeah, in interest. So you have more than doubled your interest. What you've paid in interest, you've more than doubled what you would have paid on a 15-year loan, a 15-year mortgage.
Yeah. So think about that. You borrowed $700,000.
Yeah.
You paid back almost $1.6 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot.
And that's just adding 15 years to basically doubling. That's adding 15 years to a 15-year loan. Obviously, you've got interest rates change. Now you take that and you add 20 years to that.
Right.
And listen, most people will part way through. They'll refinance if rates drop and do various things. And typically when you refinance, you're going to have some extra fees on top of that.
And you'll start over.
So we are just assuming basically right now that this is, if you keep the same loan for the duration, the entirety of the time.
Yeah, and you never refinance. So on that 30-year, just a reminder, you're going to pay $892,000 approximately over your original borrowed price, because you're going to pay approximately $1.6 million over 30 years.
Yeah.
So, and you know, like you had said, the average person who takes a 30-year loan refinances.
Yeah.
They don't keep that loan. They think,
if they stay in the home. Yeah.
Yeah. And if a lot of people do stay in the home, I mean, I am one of those people.
Yeah. We work with a lot of clients who have been in the home 30, 40, 50 years.
I've been in my home for 22 years, 23 years, and I think I have refinanced 3 times. Okay.
Yeah.
The last time I refinanced into a 20-year loan. And so if I take from start to end, I'm only going to pay it off 7 years late. But at least I have light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Yeah.
So let's go to the 50-year, because here's what people think. We've talked about it. You're going to save money. It's going to make housing more affordable.
Yeah. And in keeping with what Aaron said earlier, a bank is not going to give you a low interest rate for a longer term, because there's more risk involved. And so with a 50-year loan, you're going to be adding to the interest rate that you're paying, which is going to obviously, and plus that over time is going to significantly magnify the amount that you pay in interest. But then also what most people are concerned about is their monthly payment. And you'll find out that the monthly payment is not going to be that much less. So go ahead, Aaron, and tell us what the numbers work out to a 50-year in this suggested scenario.
Yeah, so in this suggested scenario, and it is a suggestion, we are really pontificating. We are just guessing because we don't have this product. So we don't know how it's going to be priced. We don't know what the terms would be. But let's just look at an interest rate variable. The delta between the 15 and the 30-year goes from 5.75 to 6.5. That's 0.75%. Now, if we're going from the 30-year to the 50-year, let's just assume they keep the delta the same.
Yeah.
Let's add another 0.75% because it's more risky and it's a longer repayment term.
Yeah.
If that happens, you are going to make this payment for 50 years.
50 years. An additional 20 years beyond the 30 that is standard at 7.25%.
Yeah, and I got to just double check the math.
Make sure the math.
We have 12 months per year times 50 years is 600 months.
600 payments.
600 payments. This is the monthly payment. $4,346.26.
Which is saving you, what, $90?
No, $78.22.
Okay, so you're saving $78 a month.
Yeah.
But you're extending it 20 years with a higher interest rate.
And so the whopping scary number for this one is the total interest paid, assuming that you never make an early payoff. You just make every payment on time.
Exactly as scheduled.
You're going to pay a total of $2,607,756 over 50 years.
That's nearly 4 times the price of the home, right? We start at $700,000.
Yeah,
4 times would be $2.8 million.
Yeah.
So you're almost 4 times the amount that you purchased the home for.
And if you look at the chart here, you're paying over $1.9 million in interest.
Yeah.
And the way we calculate how much you're saving is we look at that 30-year payment, which is $44.24.48, and we just minus the 50-year payment, which is $43.46.26.
Yeah.
It's $78.22.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
along with this, you are paying a massive amount in interest over the course of really your life. I mean, this is your life. Yeah. But then also the other thing to consider that is that you are gaining equity very slowly in your home. And in some cases, I mean, at this rate, the rate of the appreciation of your home versus the rate that you're paying out in interest, there might be a negative correlation there as well.
Yeah. So the fact that you gain equity at a slower rate, the savings is not phenomenal. In fact, it's not. It's just basic.
Yeah.
It's hardly anything.
Yeah.
You can not go to Starbucks twice a week and save that same amount of money, and you pay interest more. Like, we are not fans.
Yeah, we're not, and you might be in a position where you even feel trapped in your home longer.
Yeah.
Based off of the circumstances that you're in.
So, that's a brief analysis of this 50-year mortgage. And being that I've been selling real estate now for, almost 25 years.
I was going to say 50 years.
Yeah, exactly. 50 years. I can't imagine them rolling this out because people do the math and you realize that it's not that much of a savings. Mm-hmm. Now, the big savings is the 15 to 30 year per month. Yeah, that's a difference of $1,413 per month.
Yeah, there's a big difference there. Yeah.
So if you are looking at a loan,
and that's why most people find themselves in a 30-year mortgage,
because it is significant. Mm-hmm. And if you can find yourself in the position where you can do a 15-year loan, you should ask about it and you should plan on it. In fact, we've quoted Dave Ramsey before, but when I was a Dave Ramsey endorsed local provider, and I did that for 7 years. We looked at some of the benefits of a 15-year loan. And the fact, number one benefit is that there is a lot less interest rate, a lot less interest paid.
Yeah.
So you don't pay it as often. And the average person who takes a 15-year loan, according to their studies, pays off their home in 12 years.
Yeah.
So they actually paid off earlier.
Yeah.
So because the light is at the end of the tunnel, it's like, let's accelerate the debt. Let's just get out of debt.
Yeah.
And
then you own your home free and clear, and that gives you a lot of additional options in life.
Yes. So that would be our analysis. The 50-year mortgage is no bueno. My made-up sound effect.
That was good. We got to learn the buttons on this to know which button goes to which sound effect.
I don't know which one that is. I don't want to play the wrong one, the cheering button.
Yeah.
So that's it. Our 100th episode is dedicated to helping you avoid a 50-year mortgage. Now, one of the other items that was floated this week is the portable mortgage interest rate.
Yeah.
Take your rate. And for that one,
Aaron wants to claim that.
I do.
Because we did an episode. I don't know what episode number it was, but we talked about that very concept of taking your rate and moving it to a new property.
Yes.
As a potential of doing it once in your life.
Yes.
And it sounds like they may have picked up on your idea.
And I emailed it to our local representatives, and I never got a word back.
Yeah.
And now it's coming out of the White House.
But hey, we have got a timestamp on it because we did a podcast episode on it.
We
can
did.
Prove it.
That's right. So I think that's a great idea. I think it's possible. I think it's potential. And that's where we're at this year, at the end of the year, trying to figure out how to make housing more affordable.
Yeah.
Because
that is at the top of everyone's minds. I mean, housing is not, the affordability of housing today in 2025 is not what it was in 1965.
Yes, yes.
It's a very different day and age and market.
So we will close with this. If you are dead set on getting a 50-year mortgage, you will have to move to Japan.
South Korea, the UK, or Spain.
Or Spain. Okay. So if you're dead set on it, you're going to have to sell your house, and guess what we do?
We sell homes.
That's right. So thanks for watching today. God bless you. And if you need to sell a property here in Southern California or anywhere in the country, we have a great referral network. We would love to help you make that move. God bless, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for listening to the Home Sellers Advantage. The Ball Brothers team is a licensed DBA of Real Broker, licensed by the California Department of Real Estate, number 02022-092. Again, we do not give any real estate, legal, or financial advice. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can call us at 833-305-BALD, or you can reach us online at baldbrothers.tv. Equal housing opportunity.